Shall we start now? Okay. So the Athens Conference for Utopian Technologies Etc was an attempt to bring a group of people together who together explore the city under certain parameters that we set. And it had the frameworks of a conference to also have this critical mass, like we had all these badges and items. So when we would appear at a certain space, we would also kind of change the reality of that space.
I think we were also thinking about using existing sort of technologies or methodologies for sharing or exchanging knowledge. So obviously a conference is one of the most common types of ways that people will exchange knowledge with one another, but to experiment with that as a mode. So thinking that it's a conference, but then thinking about what happens usually at a conference, but how might you do it differently, or how could it be experienced differently, or how could we play with those expectations? And also I think a lot of what we were thinking about leading up to the conference was to use a lens of being a parasite and absurdness as a way of approaching the conference methodology. So how could we use existing infrastructures and resources that were here already in Athens? So how could we parasite onto them? And how could we play with them and make them strange or unusual and perhaps create, hopefully, unexpected experiences for the conference attendees and ourselves?
Yeah, and I think we could use the fact that we were new to the city to see it through like this touristic or like this with an awe, like everything is new and strange, and then come up with a set of exercises to have people engage with it who are locals. And I think
yes, so we organized the conference through a number of what we probably consider traditional methods or configurations.
Yeah, we used the standardized form of a conference as a framework to begin with, and then we altered it.
So it began on a Friday evening and concluded on a Sunday afternoon. And of course, as you might expect, on Friday evening there was a delivery of a keynote address or keynote lecture. And then on Saturday we had a series of breakout sessions. And then we ended the day. We also had, of course, a lunch break and a number of coffee breaks throughout the day, as you would often have at a conference. And then we ended the day with a plenary session, which actually mostly consisted of sitting at an enjoyable bar setting with wine.
And maybe to go into the specifics of these breakout sessions, like our background or what we took as frame is also the kind of playful approach to things and a playful approach to knowledge and alternative knowledge. So we set up a range of these breakout sessions were different types of exercises you could call or micro games within the city. And one was, for example, and we gave it titles that kind of frame or explain the exercise, and one was deep observation, another one was exquisite silence, and also we had a breakout session which was based on an assessment of a normal, actually of a standardized way of doing a survey in a specific space, and we used the strict formula of looking at a space, looking at details, looking for the absurd to shift people's reality and to shift people's focus also.
So again, I think that's a really good example was the street assessment, was that we were using these very almost standardized looking forms with checkboxes and questionnaire type setup, but then the questions were very strange, such as like what kinds of failures did you see, or what types of appropriated real estate were you able to identify. So hopefully, again, it's like this strange maybe mashup or paradox between seeing a form that you expect will operate in one way, but then actually the questions are hopefully confounding somehow.
I mean, what I thought was really, really nice that some comments were that we have never seen this, or I did not do this before, and I think that's and they came up with really like imaginative and amazing observations, which was just taken from reality, and just because they use these methodologies to take it as a lens to look at Athens, and I think that's already a beautiful thing to hear, that you can be stuck in reality, but you can also exit reality for a moment and experience something else on an ordinary Saturday in Athens, which was not ordinary, I think, at all.